why theory crafting doesn't work in Wuthering Waves, and we're gonna see exactly why. I think I might have to agree with him on this. Yeah, theory crafting just feels like all the echoes are set for specific characters. Like, yeah, maybe you could switch things around, but let's see what he has to say. I'm really curious to see his thoughts are on this. So why don't we dive deep and see what's going on with this?
On why theory crafting doesn't work in Wuthering Wave. In particular, I want to talk about this very specific example on Reddit, which actually have not only a tier list, but a lot of upvote and a lot of comment. Now, I'm not going to poke hole at their tier list saying like, oh, this character should be ranked high, this character is ranked too low. I'll have my own tier list coming out sometime soon. I do want to talk about.
I'm gonna make one myself too. I haven't gone to it, but I will. I'll probably be doing it on stream. So if you haven't tuned in, definitely tune into that.
Logic, because this is the most common mistake that I see a lot of people making, and that is they take characters at face value.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that this person has the reasoning for Genshin being one of the best characters in the game.
Genshin, yeah.
Can shield, self-heal, AoE crowd control, decent damage, a good switch out support, and counter parry. Now, that sounds really great on the paper, on the surface.
He's probably gonna say it, but Genshin like is so hard to put her on a team. Genshin is definitely 100% a solo, like she's a solo character, bro. Having her on a team just didn't feel like I was able to use her. Now they did say in the notes in CBT2, the dev notes, that they said that they're gonna buff her or something. So if they do buff her, then maybe she'll have more use, but she just feels like a solo character.
But you gotta realize that what this person just did is that they just simply listed out all the things that this character can do without factoring the rest of the pictures. What you gotta understand though is that theory can only get you so far. Testing is what's actually important. Spoken by the one true Dr. Oppenheimer in 1969. Who knows? But what's important is that I'm gonna be showing you why this is not the case in game. I listed out what this person considered to be really good about Genshin's characters, including all the things that she can do. And of course, when you list it like this on paper, she's really good. But what this person failed to consider is the rest of the picture. What does it take to get any of these going, and how much of these actually matter? In particular, what is the condition to get any of these effects, and how much of these effects can actually achieve to help?
Basically, this is a 3-team, right? This is her in the middle. You're missing 2 characters on the team. This is why I'm saying like she's just a solo character. Like you cannot use her like in a team. It's so weird to use her on a team. Like I couldn't use her on a team. It was, I don't know. It was weird.
You in battle. That's the full picture. Let's dive into an example starting with the first 2 points. What does it take to actually get healing and shielding? What is the condition for you to get
too much DPSing with her? Way too much.
Shielding. Well, as it turned out, on Genshin, you have to generate chi, which is represented by this.
It takes so long. It takes so long to get to that point. That's why it feels like she's a solo character. Now, if they did fix her, I really hope that when you DPS to get her chi, I hope that they make it quicker, because dude, it takes forever. And then to drain it on the charge attack, even he's probably going to talk about this. Like literally, I understand exactly where he's coming from.
You have to switch the characters and then attack on these characters.
Yeah.
And one of the things you immediately notice is that it takes forever.
Yes, it takes a long time.
Attacking as fast as possible. But even after like 10 seconds, I generated my chi bar.
It still takes too long.
Until you have full chi, you won't be able to get the shielding and healing.
I had her at S2 and it still took forever.
But what makes it actually even worse is that once you have full chi, you have to hold down your charge attack to do this full channel animation to act.
Which, by the way, another thing, while you're doing this, if you get attacked by something or a boss, this could get completely canceled and you'll lose all of that progress.
Actually get the shielding and healing going, and that
you have to make sure you do it at the right time.
You guys know that scene in Black Panther where they're like, everyone is shooting at me, wait, let me put on my helmet? That's exactly what happened with Genshin. When the enemy is attacking you, you're like, wait, let me just cast my chi. That's never gonna work in a high-speed battle.
Yeah, it's not.
So
it takes forever.
This person failed to consider the fact that it takes a long time to generate chi, and it takes a long time to cast the chi. That's the condition you need to do this healing and healing. I personally don't like it. I don't like it as much. If it was faster and like quicker and you could just switch in and out, you know, it would be nice, right? Because then you could use her as a real support, but it just feels like she needs to be on the field. She's on the field too long to be able to use her, right? And I'm not saying she's a bad character. I think she's good. She has a lot of potential to be better, but the fact that she's on field too long, it takes a long time to do all this stuff. And then by the time you rotate, it's like,
it just takes too much time. Right?
Automatically for free. You have to work for it. Moving on to the post aspect of the same chart, which is here. How much of these actually matter?
Bro, her ult takes forever to get. Like, she's just like a slow energy character.
She has AoE CC? Yeah, but while starting off, this is her ult, so how much energy she needs.
It's really good though. It's actually insane.
But most importantly, you have to think about what does this actually contribute to your battle. How big is the CC? How long is the CC?
Exactly.
Is it easy to use? Does it actually hit enemy? Because for example, the CC doesn't work on boss enemy.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Boss enemy is what actually matter in Wuthering Waves endgame, since they appear in the deepest level of the tower as well as hologram. So does the AoE CC really matter that much?
It doesn't work. That's why she's like the type of character like you use only for like the tower of adversity. If you see more, she's only really good for different scenarios. Like, yeah, you could use her ult on a boss, but if you're fighting a boss, she's probably more valuable for the healing and the shielding, right? As opposed, or probably the QTE parry or whatever the case is. But for the crowd control stuff, like her ult is pretty much useless against a boss.
For you to think about. Diving into a little bit more concrete example, let's take a look at her QTE.
Yeah.
The first question we gotta ask is, what is the condition to trigger her QTE? Well, you gotta build QTE energy, which is represented by this circle right here, and only when the entire energy is full,
exactly,
you pass the QTE. Which raises the question, how long does it take to build a QTE? Is it easy to use? Do you lose anything else while you're building the QTE? But of course, the next question you gotta ask is, once you do have the QTE, how much does it actually matter?
Exactly.
Because for Genshin case, it doesn't matter a lot. When you look at Genshin QTE, you look at it and say like, wow, this must be really good. It increases the next character's liberation damage by 38%.
Exactly.
Which is your ult. And increasing your ult by 40% almost must be really good for characters that rely on their ults, right?
Exactly.
And that's where your mistakes come in. Because for a character like Jinyan, who is a pretty ult-oriented characters, they actually don't work with ult damage increase. In particular, the way that Jinyan work is once you cast his ult, you enter dragon form, and those dragon are actually considered to be
crowd control,
heavy attack damage. And so increasing your ult damage does not have an improvement on your ult damage. It have improvement in terms of the initial cast. When
my god, so she does, oh my god, you can't even put her on a Gion team. You gotta put her somewhere else.
Also spear out, but for the most part, it doesn't increase as much as you think. And so this is the effect. You gotta think about, is this effect actually useful? Because it is not that useful. And so
Genshin needs a buff. That's crazy.
What I truly like to consider to be the full picture.
That is crazy.
You gotta consider the condition to get any of these things. You gotta consider the effect of any of this thing. And this is the entire picture of if a character is strong. You can't just look at the middle part and be like, oh, this character do a lot and they're really good. Because you still gotta test out the characters in the end of the day. And again, theory can only get you so far. Testing is what it actually matters. So that being said, subscribe for more actual in-game testing.
This was pretty good.
And I'll see you guys next time.
Actually, I felt like this about Genshin. You guys let me know what you guys think about this video. I mean, major shout out to 1010 for putting this out. This was a problem. I never talked about it. I just like made a guide video on her in general, like her tutorial and stuff. I didn't even notice because I was probably having so much fun, but I did solo with her a lot. I did a lot of solo content against Crownless with her. She feels like a solo character, like I said. If they shorten the cooltime on the healing and the shielding and all that, if they decide to do something like that, that would be even better. But you guys let me know in the comments section below, what do you think Genshin needs to be, like, what exactly should be fixed? What teams would you run her with? Because if she gets ultimate damage to your characters or to a specific character and Gion only works on the ult for heavy attack damage, then it might have to be another character that uses their ult. Or I was gonna say Encore, because maybe when she gets into her ult, you know, she does that heavy, but I don't know if those are heavy attacks either, like the specifics of that. Like, is ult damage versus heavy attack damage? Like, you have to make sure that like when the character's doing their ult, they're not just doing heavy attack damage on the ult. Like, it has to be ultimate damage, right? So there's like specific wording on that to make sure, but that's why we gotta wait until global to make sure that like all that stuff is in order, so we know exactly what is it that we're buffing on our characters, right? So yeah, with that being said, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? I'll be leaving the original video in the description below, so you guys go follow, check them out, show them some love as well. And yeah, see you guys soon.